Webflow is by far the best platform to build a website online today for service-based businesses serious about their digital marketing strategy. And while there are a ton of great resources online to learn more about the platform, ultimately those resources are primarily aimed at developers and not prospective clients who are looking to hire someone to build them a new Webflow website, whether it's an agency or whether it's a freelancer. And so in today's video, I just wanted to give you, the prospective client, all the key information you need to know about Webflow before you can start to move forward and request proposals from various different freelancers and agencies to build a new or redesigned website for your company. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the YouTube channel. How's it going? If you're new here, my name is Bailey Canning. I'm an independent marketing strategist and Webflow developer. And like I said in today's video, I'm going to be diving into all the key things that you need to know about Webflow from the client's perspective in order to make the right decision and to ensure that this is actually going to be the best platform for your business in the long run. And it's going to be able to serve as the foundation of your entire online marketing strategy going forward. We will be getting underway very shortly here, but before we do, we got to take care of the housekeeping. So if you're interested in learning more about web design, web development, digital marketing, etc., subscribe to my channel because I'm putting out at least one video per week covering topics such as those. And if you actually like this video, feel free to like it because that helps more people find it. With that out of the way, let's get right to it. So to kick things off, let's just go over what exactly Webflow is so that we have a shared understanding of the basics of the platform before getting into the specific features that make it such a great platform for building modern marketing and business websites on today. Long story short, Webflow is the leading no-code tool to be building websites with. And it also has a CMS or content management system that's going to make it very easy to add more content to your website and make basic edits as needed so that you can truly leverage the website as an online marketing tool that's helping your company achieve its sales and marketing objectives. Now, just because it is a quote no-code tool doesn't mean you don't need to know anything about web development. In fact, you do need to have a very solid understanding of web design and of web development. So don't let the no code label fool you. You do need to have someone build the website who knows what they're doing. It's not a tool like Squarespace. It's not a tool like Wix. And it's not something like Elementor where basically your grandma could pop in and start building websites. You really need to have a professional person in charge of the developing process. So what makes Webflow unique is that it's built a visual tool to code websites with. So the developer does not need to write any code. Instead, they can just visually design the website. Now, one of the main benefits of using a tool like Webflow is that you're not locked into very templated or cookie cutter like designs. Instead, you have full design flexibility to achieve anything possible on the web today. It's why you see some of the coolest web designs being done are almost always done with something like Webflow, and you hardly ever see them used with WordPress, and you certainly never see them with something like Wix or Squarespace. But with that description out of the way, I'm now going to dive into sharing my screen so I can easily talk through some of the key features. And we're also going to be taking a look at some of the websites I've built for clients using Webflow and showing you how the CMS and other unique features of the platforms benefits the client and the marketing strategy we are pursuing together. All right, so now we're taking a look at one of my client websites. They're called Alpine to the Max. The company essentially offers guided rock, ice, and alpine climbing here in Colorado. And this is one of the best examples of a client project that I've utilized that really shows off the full potential of the Webflow CMS. And so basically here, as you can see here, we have different courses for both the rock, alpine, and ice climbing disciplines, as well as the different venues that are being guided at. And also, by the way, I'll probably be putting together a video soon about all these different mega menus and how easy they are to use in Webflow and why really large sites can benefit from them. So getting right into it. So basically these course pages all share one template. And once a template is developed, basically the client can go in and directly edit and create new listings, which is super helpful because then they don't necessarily need to contact me or have another developer add these to the website. So this client is on a marketing campaign, so I take care of all this on an ongoing basis anyway. But basically, if they did want to create or edit these course pages, all they need to do is be logged into the site. They hit this edit site button right here, and then we go to collections. So now we're looking at all the different course pages, and if the client wants to add or edit any courses, all they need to do is click into one, and it's basically like filling out a form. And then as you can see here, I've added direction into what exactly they should should add in each of these form fields. So it's very simple. Instead of needing to duplicate a new page and load the Webflow builder type interface, all they need to do is be able to fill out a form, which is why I tell all my clients, if you're able to, manage like a Microsoft Word doc, you can basically manage the website. So as you can see here, these are all just the different items here, photo gallery, etc. All very simple for the client to handle themselves, or also I can do this myself as well if they need to do it. So basically, this is a huge plus for marketing teams and entrepreneurs as well, if they're going to be the ones primarily updating the website after the build is done, because this makes it really easy to leverage as a true digital marketing tool going forward. Same thing if we take a look at the different venues here as well. So these are the different places that the client will guide at. And essentially here, as you can see, all they need to do is fill out the information in the form fields, and then it dynamically populates on the corresponding venue page. So if we look here, we open this up, let's see what we get. And then you can see here, the page now loads with all the content that the client provided. So makes it super easy to really leverage the website as a true digital marketing tool. And then we also have a bi-directional relationship going on where essentially the courses that are offered at this venue now appear here as well. So super, super cool, and really makes it easy to build out a dynamic CMS that is completely tailored to the client. And real quick, if you're enjoying this video and you're getting a lot of value out of it, and you happen to have an upcoming Webflow build, whether it's a new or redesigned website that you're considering, definitely feel free to book a free strategy call, link in the description with me. We will talk all about the project, and I'll give you my honest advice and feedback on how to proceed. If we're a good fit to move forward together, I can send you a proposal. And if we're not a good fit to move forward, I will still give you my best advice and try to pair you up with someone in my network, whether it's an agency, whether it's a freelancer, to help you with your project. We'll also talk about potential marketing strategies to leverage after the website is built, so you can really start to leverage the website as a true marketing tool. Link in the description if you want to book that meeting with me. And without further ado, let's get back into the video. Next thing I wanted to talk about is how easy it is to edit content on the website. Long story short, making basic edits to text and images and buttons and things of that nature is super simple. Once you're loaded into the Webflow editor here and you're logged in, all the client needs to do is hover over what exactly they want to change. So say they wanted to, for example, change this headline, all they need to do is click into the pencil icon, and then they could say, maybe in Colorado and beyond, for example. Maybe the company expands down the line. Be very simple to add that. And then if they wanted to remove that, they could just backspace here as well. Same thing if they wanted to update anything here on the website. So say they wanted to, let's go to an image here. Say they wanted to change out the image. Again, you see this little image icon pop up. Someone can click on it and then change the image that is used here. Very simple for the client to go in, or the marketing team, whoever has access to the website, to make basic updates to the website. So again, just a really nice modern feature, because if we think about the WordPress alternative, you would either have to load up the page builder and then be in like this development ecosystem, which the client should not be in because they can break things. And that is a common question or concern I get from clients is, the editor looks super simple to use, but am I going to break things? I don't want to have the site go down, yada. Long story short, there is almost no way you could end up messing things up so significantly that like the website looks like it just crashed. Honestly, if you find a way to do it, I'll be actually a little bit impressed. But even if that were to somehow happen, Webflow does have a very easy backup system, which we'll be taking a look at shortly, which makes it super easy to restore the website if anything ever did go wrong. But here I just wanted to quickly go over the Webflow dashboard, because as a client, there might be a couple key things you need to be in here for. So long story short, backups are something that are super accessible in here. So if you're familiar with WordPress type hosting, setting up backend, you basically need to call an IT company here for. But basically, Webflow will take automatic backups. We're currently looking at my agency website, and at any time you can just preview the certain backup it took, and then you can restore. So if anything ever did go wrong, you would be totally covered here. Another thing is forms. So basically, you can set up custom form notifications as well, and then get a quick overview of all the different form submissions coming through the website on the different forms. So very simple, very straightforward, and you also get email copies of this as well. But basically, all the form submissions are saved in a database, so that is very helpful. You also have a lot of SEO control as over here as well, and then here you can also manage the plans you're on. We'll be talking about that shortly here as well, and then you can manage your billing and publishing details. So the dashboard is super simple to use and manage, and there's also a bunch of documentation on Webflow itself for all the different items in here. Very simple. It's not at all like WordPress, so another huge plus that the dashboard is very simple to to use. Next, let's talk about hosting, because hosting is a little bit different, especially if you're coming from the world of WordPress. With Webflow, while you do have the option to export the code, meaning you could then take your website and host it on a third-party provider. So maybe, for example, you wanted to host it with Cloudways, which is something that I've used in the past for WordPress. You could still do that with Webflow. However, you lose some of the CMS type features that I talked about. But with Webflow, the unique benefit is that the hosting is actually built in, which makes it super easy to launch the website on your domain and really just gets away with a lot of all the other hassles of connecting the domain to a third-party provider. So the launch process, in my experience, is much smoother because of this, and the hosting is really the hosting without the hassles. It is a little pricey, but I think it's still well worth it. However, if you're used to something like Bluehost or, God forbid, GoDaddy, it is going to be a little bit more expensive than that, but you do really get what you pay for. For example, 99% uptime. I've never had a Webflow website go down on me. I've been using the platform for 3 to 4 years, so I can totally vouch for it. You also do get a global CDN, which, long story short, without getting very technical, just host your website across the world. So people, whether in the United States or France or Russia, for example, it's going to be very fast for them. And then it also does have the latest web standards here as well. It is powered by AWS and Fastly, which are two of the best hosting services at the moment here. So you really get what you pay for. If we look at the pricing plans, basically, if you're using those CMS features like I talked about, it's going to be $23 a month billed annually. So it comes out to $275, give or take, with tax. If you're not using those CMS features, then you can get away with a cheaper plan. But almost every client I work with is on the CMS plan. But I would say for $275 a year, no issues, automated backups, super fast load times, no technical issues, no downtime. It's global CDN, free SSL, which some hosting providers will charge you an arm and a leg for. Honestly, while this is one of the biggest complaints about Webflow, the fact that the hosting does cost a lot, the site plans, honestly, I would say it more than pays for itself. And it's better to pay more at the upfront and then not have to worry about technical issues or your site going down in the long run. So honestly, when it comes to hosting, you get what you pay for, and that's why it is a little bit more pricey here, but still, in my professional opinion, worth it. The last thing I wanted to talk about here before we wrap up the video is the difference between a site plan and a workspace plan. So as a client, all you need to do is purchase a site plan, which is something I do on behalf of my clients. I have a workspace plan, which allows the agency or the freelancer to be building a lot of different sites in their own account. And then when the time comes, I will then create an account for them, and then I will transfer the website. You can just literally send it over in an email and then accept it in your own dashboard. Super simple, no need for an insane website migration, which might take like 24 to 48 hours. Trust me, I have been there. It is not fun. With Webflow though, it's a super modern platform and you can literally just transfer between accounts. So I created an account for my client, and then they generally will give me their credit card information so that I can then purchase the CMS plan or basic plan, whatever we need here, sometimes even the business plan if it's a really large enterprise type site. And then I will then connect the domain and launch it there. And then this way they have full ownership of their website. So definitely make sure whoever you hire to build the site in Webflow is going to give you full ownership, because obviously as the client, you should own the website. The freelancer or agency shouldn't even want to, because then they're going to be liable for a lot more. But regardless, anyway, then basically you can add them as well. So that's another benefit of paying for a site plan, is then you can then add the agency or the freelancer to your account. Once a site plan is purchased, then the agency or freelancer can log into the client account that they created, and they can add themselves as the user, and then in their own dashboard they can access the website still. But then even so, as the client, if you wanted to remove them down the line for whatever reason, you would still have full ownership of that. It's really just like adding them as an admin type user to the website. That is the workflow I follow. I will always transfer the website to the client so they have full ownership, but then using Webflow's user management features, I can still add myself so I can access it at any time and make any updates we're going to need to make. All right, and so that is my overview of all the key features involved in Webflow that are really pertinent to both business owners and marketing directors and marketing teams who are going to be managing the website once it's live and are going to be trying to leverage it as a true marketing tool for their business. So I hope you got a lot of value out of it. If you do have any questions or comments, definitely leave them in the comment description, because I do make it a point to get back to any well-intentioned comment when I can. And again, like I said, if you want to pick my brain on an upcoming Webflow build you have planned, there's a link in the description where you can automatically book time on my calendar once you complete the form. Thanks for watching the video. Subscribe so you can see more videos. I'm coming out with a ton more on Webflow and all the different benefits and use cases of it, as well as several different case studies of the different Webflow builds I've done for clients. Subscribe to my channel, like the video. I'll see you in the next one. Take it easy. Bye.